Hello and welcome to our Wednesday afternoon broadcast. Whether you're catching this live or on the rebroadcast, welcome. I always appreciate you guys tuning in. Today we are going to be talking about being in control of you. And I know that a lot of women see some of these titles on these video broadcasts that we do and they think they're not interested in it because it doesn't have to do with intermittent fasting specifically. But I promise you, we are going to round our way back into intermittent fasting and the community and lifestyle that we're creating here for today's aging woman. So I hope you'll tune in and listen all the way through to the end. As always, if you're jumping on live with us, please take a second to hit me up in the comment section. Let me know you're here. Let me know if you've been in one of our courses before. Let me know if this subject is resonating with you. Maybe you have been in the position we're going to talk about today. And hopefully I'll be able to offer you guys some suggestions on how to not go there if that's not a place that you feel comfortable in. And if you're just catching us for the first time and you're not familiar with what goes on here in this community, I'd always like to take a second to introduce myself. My name is Diane, and for the past 25 years, I have been helping women find nutritional plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best and live their most authentic life. And here in this community, we are doing that through the practice of intermittent fasting and creating a keto-like lifestyle so that we can look and feel our best and live our most authentic life. So, being in control of you, what does that mean? And before I go into that, I want to kind of share with you some observations that I have had about myself and the community that I am, I guess, sort of in charge of or have created here with this intermittent fasting for today's aging woman community, some courses we've done online, and then some courses that I have participated in or groups that I've belonged to. And then just common practices that we have as people living in a society. We see it a lot around New Year's resolutions. We see it a lot around making big commitments about life changes or goals that we have. And in this community, we make it around wanting to create a change for ourselves that will hopefully last a lifetime. And every person who comes into a new sort of season of life or new opportunity to create change or new feelings of hope, sometimes desperation, sometimes it's need, sometimes it's just plain old desire. However you define it, you're entering in something new with a set of things that you need to accomplish in order to get to your end goal. And what I've been realizing and what I've noticed even for myself in some situations that I've put myself in is the very beginning, the decision-making process, the emotional connection, the palpitations you get, the little bit of sweat from anxiety or possibilities that you can actually have what it is you want, or maybe a little bit of fear built into a decision to jump into something, is that energy and enthusiasm and sense of hope and, like I said, a little bit of fear that actually gets you to that point of what I call having skin in the game. You've made a decision, you made a commitment, maybe you put up some financial commitment to it, you've made a public announcement about it, also known as like a public affirmation type of situation, and you're setting yourself up to be successful at something or create a change. And that immediate energy and enthusiasm and mental and emotional buy-in is what's getting you to show up on day one. And day one is fantastic, and you have all the intentions in the world to commit this, commit to the end of this goal that you've made, or you're so determined that this is going to be the thing that I actually see through, and this is going to be the thing that works for me. And then about week 2, the enthusiasm starts to fade, or that sense of energy starts to diminish, or the hopes, dreams, and desires that you had for yourself get a little derailed because someone's come along and crushed your dreams because their interpretation of what you're doing is a lot different than what your interpretation for it was, and they are never afraid to tell you what their opinion is, and it sucks a little bit of that life out of you. Or maybe something in life just happened and it's taken you off course and it's required you to refocus and maybe redistribute some of your energy or enthusiasm or hopes or dreams. We see this, like I said, at the gym. You'll see it January, man, you cannot find a place to park at the gym. You cannot find your spot in class. If you're taking a group class, it takes forever to get on a piece of equipment because everyone is so excited that this is the new year and this is the year I'm gonna lose that 10 pounds, or this is the year I'm gonna get in shape to run a marathon, or this is the year I'm gonna whatever. And boy, February, parking lot's empty, classes are emptied out, you don't have to wait in line for a piece of equipment anymore because the enthusiasm or whatever has dropped off. And why is it that we cannot be in control of ourselves or put ourselves in that place of importance that no matter what, this is going to be the year, or this is going to be the course that I take, or these set of goals that I just set up for myself, no matter what, are going to be the things that I achieve this year because I am in control of me. And no matter what someone says, or no matter what happens in my life, or no matter what comes into play that sucks a little bit of the enthusiasm out of me, or the energy, or the drive, or determination, I can always redirect myself back to those goals because I am in control of me. Why is it that we put our family's financial, endeavors or resources up for negotiation? Why is it that we are going to take time maybe away from our family or the things that we have been doing in the past and allocate that time to something else that we have committed to, that this is going to be it finally? Why is it that we can make those decisions when the energy and the newness is there, but as soon as maybe some work kicks in, or a little bit of suffering or sacrifice has to kick in, or it doesn't seem as fun as I thought it would be because my expectation of it was completely different than the reality of it? Why is it that those things can allow us to become so careless with those resources that we just allocated? Why is it that we suddenly can no longer be in control of ourselves? Why is it that suddenly our hopes, dreams, and desires have fallen down on that ladder of priorities or commitments or things that we value for ourselves? Why do we always let that happen? And what can we do to make sure that stops happening? What can we do to make sure that this is going to be the year, or this will be the course, or that this will be the plan of attack that I am going to commit to that will finally get me to my goals? We talk about this a lot when we do our New Year goal planning session, and we are gearing up here at For Today's Aging Woman to implement what we're going to be doing to get everyone ready for the 2019 year. We're getting ready to roll out a new course that's going to help everyone stay on track for the year. But we can only do so much. I can only motivate so much. I can only provide so much. Your gym can only provide so many great classes. Your school can only offer so many great courses. When push comes to shove, you have to be in control of you. You are the only person that can motivate you. You're the only person that can get you back on track. And the best way to do that, and we talk about that here a lot, is have a why statement. A why statement that will always come first, full circle, back to you. That thing that no matter what happens in your life, no matter what somebody says, no matter what difficulties or obstacles or limiting things come in front of you, no matter what, those things are not going to interfere with your why. And the best way to get to that why statement that is going to stick with you and get you where you want to go is to get so deep into those why questions for yourself that when you think about the reason you started something, it is so deeply emotionally embedded in your soul that the thought of not achieving your goal is not even fathomable. Like you can't, it's like life-sustaining why. Like this why statement is what's getting you up every day. It's what's getting you through your day. It's what's allowing you to breathe. And in this community for Today's Aging Woman, and specifically what we're doing in our courses, with our beginner course, Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman, your why statement should be your quality of life and why it is you want to be able to get up every single day of your life and look and feel your best and live your most authentic life. And I know for me and for my husband Michael, our why is the grandchildren we are dreaming about having, and that we know that there's going to be a point probably 10 or 15 years down the road when we're well into our 60s and 70s, and we want to be healthy, happy, energetic grandparents with our mental capacity still in place and our physical capacity still in place. And every decision that we make is based on those grandkids that we hope to have in our future. Now, with that being said, we're not belittling or limiting the relationship and the lifestyle we want to have with our kids. It's actually making the lifestyle we want to have with our kids even better as well, and the lifestyle that we want to live with each other as we get into this point of our life which we dreamt about, and I know most people do, of being retired and being empty nesters and being able to pick up and go when we please, and visit grandkids and go see how our kids are living with their spouses and the lives that they've created for themselves. And that, the thought of not having that quality of life is what keeps me in control of me, and I know what keeps Michael in control of Michael, and it's the basis of the decisions that we make every day, and it's the basis of the decisions that I really try to enforce and teach in our course, Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman. It all starts with how you feel every day when you wake up. Do you feel like you have the energy to show up and participate in your life? Do you have the physical ability to move about your day? Do you have the cognitive ability to move about your day? Do you have the self-confidence that starts from the inside, meaning that you wake up feeling great in your own skin to be able to pursue the dreams that you want to pursue? Do you have that inner empowerment and confidence in you so that no matter what somebody says to you, you're going to move forward with what it is that you want in your life? And that comes back to you being in control of you. And it starts with how you feel every single day about you in your skin when you wake up. Are you energized? Are you focused? Can you remember what you're supposed to do? Are you happy with the life that you're living because of the choices that you're making? You have to be in control of you to get to that point. And there is a part of that is very selfish. And we have to be selfish for a little while in our life in order to transition into a life where we can be selfless. And oftentimes as women, we do it in the reverse order. We become so selfless that we exhaust ourselves and empty ourselves and rob ourselves and forget what we're supposed to do for ourselves, to care for ourselves. So you have to take a little bit of time to be selfish. And that selfishness should also drive your determination to finish what it is you've started. Does the excitement wane? Of course it does. Does the energy for something become less sexy? Yes, it totally does. But you should always be able to drive back to that why, that big, scary, emotionally connected why, that no matter what, you're going to stick with this. And you should always stick back to the fact that you're in control of you and you deserve better, and everything starts with us. Everything starts with how we lead ourselves through life, and the way we speak to ourselves, the way we interact with ourselves, the way we position ourselves always goes outward to the other things or people or situations in our lives as well. You can't be successful at a 3-week course to better your life if you're not putting you first. You can't, because there's going to be too many things that get in your way and too many things that are going to knock you off course. And if you don't value you and if you don't think you're important, then the things that you're dedicating for yourself and to yourself are going to suddenly become unimportant as well. So you have to choose you first. And it takes a little bit of work. It takes a little bit of putting a pen to a paper and opening up your heart a little bit and freeing up your mind to really be able to verbalize to yourself why it is you're important and why it is your health is important and why it is you need to stick to the commitments that you have made and that you need to see it through. There are so many different ways of living our life nutritionally. There are so many different ways of living our life physically. There's so many different ways of living your life spiritually. You pick the ones that most resonate with you, and then see it to the end. See whatever it is you're committing to through the end. We're approaching the fourth quarter of 2018. I am pretty sure every single person listening to this had big goals for 2018. Have you looked at the goals that you wrote down for yourself in 2018? How are you doing on them? You're in the fourth quarter. Are you at a point where you can look back at what you've done in these last 3 quarters, whether it's you've signed up for a course, you made a commitment to lose some weight, you wanted to improve your health, maybe you wanted to get rid of some medications that you're on, maybe you just want to be at that point where you can remember what the heck you're supposed to be doing every day. Are you seeing significant improvements, and are you able to check off some things on that list of goals and aspirations that you had for yourself in January 2018, where you're sitting today, rounding out the third quarter of 2018 and entering into the last quarter of 2018? And if you're falling short, what are you going to do about it? And if you've fallen really short this year, is January 1st, 2019 going to be the magical year that everything's going to change for you and you're finally going to complete what you started, or you're finally going to make some changes that are going to be concrete for you? And if that is what your plan is for 2019, I think that's fantastic. But you're going to have to create some mental, emotional, physical, situational, environmental, and financial changes and commitments to actually make 2019 that year for you. You can't keep going with the status quo if the status quo is not working for you. You have to create some changes. If you're in one of our courses, I can tell you that it absolutely breaks my heart when I know you have dropped off on week 2. It absolutely crushes my soul when you don't make it to the end of that third week. And I know when you've fallen off because you just stopped showing up. And we always sit back and wonder, well, I wonder where these people went. I wonder what happened that suddenly made them stop choosing them. And for the women that stick it through, for the women that show up on that very last day, the results are mind-blowing. And not just from the fact of what they're doing because they can fast so many hours a day, but what's mind-blowing when you actually complete something that you started is you've chosen you first. You've just assembled your priority list. You've just put yourself in a position where you're the number one priority for your life because you took the time to be selfish, and now you have an opportunity to pay that forward in the environment in which you take up space and the place in which you live and the people in which you influence. Put you first. Put you first, whether it's a week, whether it's 3 weeks, whatever it is that you need to do to create the habit for you so that these lifestyle changes that you're making will actually be lifestyle changing. We've done the diets, we've done the quick fixes, we've done the elixirs, we've done the hoping and praying things will happen even though we haven't done the activities to make them happen. We always fall short when we live that way. And I can tell you from my own personal experience of being super driven these last few years since I've gotten sick, the blessings that have come my way, the healing that has come my way, the new sense of purpose and passion that I have with every single thing that I do in my life is in a place for me that I could have only dreamed of before I made that mental switch, before I stopped making myself a priority, and before I was the center of all the decisions that I made. And I know for some women that's really uncomfortable to hear, to think that, wait, I can't be the center of everything. That's not how the world works. Trust me, women who put themselves in the center of their priorities, women who put themselves in the center of the things that if they feel important for their own personal well-being and life, always have people around them that are better. Always have people around them that are thriving. Always have people around them that will respect them and want good for them as well as themselves. But you have to choose you first. And once you make that decision to choose you, then everything else in your life really ends up following suit. So if you started something this year and you've fallen off, just make the decision to get back on. Just make the decision to click back in a course. Just make the decision to go back to the drawing board on the goals that you wrote down for yourself in January 2018. You have a whole quarter to go in this year. You can accomplish so many amazing things in 3 months. And I know that because we accomplished so many amazing things in just 3 short weeks in our intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman course. And of course, a lot of it has to do with physical improvements and well-being improvements and mental improvements. But the majority of the things that happen in our 3-week course are the magical, life-changing experiences, regained confidence, ability to have conversations with people that they weren't able to have before, increased a joy in what it is that they're doing in their work environment, better relationships with their spouse, more energy to spend with their kids and grandkids, starting up new projects for themselves that they didn't have the confidence to start before. And it's all because they're just waking up every day, feeling more comfortable in their skin, more energized about what they have to do, and making decisions for themselves that make them look and feel their best and live their most authentic life. I promise you, your most authentic life is not the fact that you're not finishing anything that you're starting. And your most authentic life is not the fact that you feel like everything that you start is failing for you. It's not a personal thing for you. It's not failing because of you. It's failing because of the choices that you have made 2 weeks into something. It's failing because you have the lack of commitment to stick things through when the sexiness goes away or the energy goes away or it's not fun and new anymore. Fun and new is temporary. The things that you need to do to improve your life and your overall well-being are just part of everyday life. Not everything in life can be fun and new and sexy. Sometimes you just gotta get stuff done, and eventually the fun and new and the sexy comes back. But you have to get through those tough testing sort of weeks or months where you're challenged and your commitment is challenged and your why statement is challenged. Keep that why statement where it needs to be, and that'll be the thing that will definitely get you back on course. So I encourage you, if you've started something, please jump back in and finish it. And if it's something where maybe you need to get access to something again, wherever it is that you've committed your time, your energy, your resources, or your finances, reach out to the person that you've connected with and see if you can get yourself back in. You're worth it. The people who love you are worth it. And I guarantee you, once you jump back in with a new sense of commitment and a new sense of you putting yourself first and choosing you first, your energy and commitment will come back, and you'll wonder why it is you stopped in the first place. Trust me, I do that every time I stop running in the winter and the summer here in Texas when it's really hot, and I get back into running in the fall and the spring, and I think, why did I ever stop? It's such an amazing feeling, and you'll get that sense of feeling, and you'll ask yourself that if you jump back into something that you initially liked but you left because of maybe choices that were not deep-seated in your why. So let me come in and join, welcome everybody who joined us on Facebook, and then we'll get everybody who's on YouTube. Tina, hello girlfriend. Sandy, hello. Amy, nice to see you. Catherine's here. Cassia, Danielle, good afternoon. Courtney, hi from Florida. I'm in the September course and loving the empowerment. Courtney, I love to hear that. And that's the thing about this course that I absolutely love is it's really geared around learning how to use nutrients in your body to create positive chemical reactions. But it is that empowerment thing, that realization that we have control over ourselves, that we can choose things for ourselves. That is the underlying and most fulfilling, I think, message for me, and hopefully you guys are feeling that as well. So I'm super happy that you've made that connection. Courtney, Cindy, September refresher course, awesome, good to have you here. Cassia from Phoenix, Julie, Amy, Lisa in the September refresher, finally able to see a live broadcast. Lisa, that's awesome. I love it when you guys can finally connect with us live. Robin's always here, good to have you. Amy, I know for me that I put myself first, and that's how I get to the gym or fast and feast well. And sometimes people don't understand. I can't let that hinder me from making it to the gym or doing well with my fasting and feasting. That is super true. And I know we always have a rule in our house. and I do, and my family knows this now because I've exercised it enough with them, is that I'm always at my best energy, my best mood. I'm more gracious, I'm more giving of my time when I take care of me first. If I can't take care of me, then I'm just not as loving and as open to taking care of others. And so, when I work out, like my kids know it's my workout time, and as soon as I get done, it's game on. What do you guys need? I'll do whatever I need for you. And Michael and I are the same way with respecting each other with what we need to do at the gym as well. We're better for each other when we take care of ourselves first. And we have to go back to thinking that way. So Amy, thank you so much for sharing that. Terry, the struggle is real, working to stay the course. Thank you for encouragement and wise words. Terry, you're super welcome. Lori, hello. Jacqueline, hello. Teresa, good to have you. Miwa, always good to have you. Eileen, hello. Jillian, put yourself up as high on the list as all other people in your life. There you go, girlfriend, for sure. Courtney, I'm excited to say that I am on track for the majority of these goals. Courtney, congratulations. And you know, it's amazing. Once you do this one little thing, then the next thing you do, we're talking about this with the happiness advantage. We're mind mapping, right? So when you mind map, I'm going to sign up for something, I'm going to quit. I'm going to set a goal, I'm going to not reach it. I'm going to try this and I'm going to fail. Like when you set yourself up that way in your brain, then you do the next thing you're going to try with that mind map. But if you just stay the course and you sign up for something or make a commitment for something or write down a goal to achieve something and then you achieve it, you've just changed the map in your mind. The next time something comes up for you and you have that opportunity to wane off or quit, you won't, because you've already just changed the way your mind thinks about and responds to those situations. So you have to train and remap your brain to complete, be successful, reach your goals, commit to your why, choose you first, make yourself a priority. When you do those things, and we do those through very specific habit forming actions, then when something big comes up, it will not be able to knock you off. Your brain won't let it happen. And our brain is super powerful. Our brain leads our emotions, our brain controls our body, our brain controls everything. So train your brain to commit. Train your brain to follow through. Train your brain to choose you first. And every single time you'll get what it is that you're after. I promise you. Grace, I dislike the fourth quarter reference, although self-care is essential to women's health. I don't even know. What do you mean you don't like the fourth quarter reference? Teresa, Diane, I so needed to hear this today. I owe everything to you relating to this. I finally decided to put myself first and take care of me. If I didn't, no one would do it for me. That's true. And that doesn't mean that you don't have people caring for you in your life. I know for a fact that my husband's caring for me and my kids are caring for me and I have friends that care for me, but they won't care for me in the same way that I will always care for me. And so you have to make sure that you're caring for yourself first, and then you're also a better recipient of other people caring for you. So care for yourself first, and then you're a little bit more gracious with other people doing it as well, because again, your brain is already mapped for care. And if you're neglecting yourself or if you're not treating yourself well, it is really hard to be open to someone else wanting to care for you. And there's a big difference between wanting someone to care for you and needing someone to care for you as well. So we want to be in that position where we are graciously taking what it is that other people want to do for us. So that is awesome. If I didn't, no one would do it for me. That's true. I'm a July graduate and will always follow you. 22 pounds gone and 5 inches lost. Mental clarity is all-time high. So mental clarity, I would say, is the number one thing. So congratulations. And the 22 pounds and the 5 inches are what I call the icing on the cake. So congratulations. You're reaping it all, Teresa. Christina, hello, girlfriend. Courtney, loving the happiness advantage too. Listening to it with my daughter on the way to school every day. That, Courtney, is an awesome thing to do for your daughter. We do that here in our house too. I listen to podcasts and I listen to audiobooks in the car. And even if our kids are doing something else, at least I know that their brain has the opportunity to be exposed to those positive words and the positive ways of thinking about life. And we have always had our kids read personal development books. Logan, our son, who's at SMU, credits a lot of the things that he has in his life and the way he's thinking about things in his future and the way he's handled some situations in his life due to the personal development books that we've exposed him to. So I am a huge fan of exposing your kids to those books, whether it's just listening to it in the car while you're out running errands. That's awesome. Z, hello. Cassia, I've been so good at quitting whatever I started my whole life. I'm proud to say that I am changing my ways. I'm approaching a year of meditating every single day, and I'm definitely finishing your course this month. Cassia, awesome. I'm super excited about that. And meditating is one of those things that we have to practice daily as a habit to just slow down our brain so that our brain can just focus on one thing at a time and just really have the little nap that it deserves every day. So Cassia, I'm super proud of you. Meditating is awesome for sure. Michael, let me check those out really quick. I'm gonna see who's here on YouTube. Sarah, hello, first time live. Been watching you a ton offline. Well, congratulations. I love it when you can jump on live with us, and I also appreciate you watching us on the rebroadcast as well. So either way, I appreciate, but I always like it when you guys can catch us live. Leslie, a first time live, congratulations. Connie, I'm in the September group and started in the August group. I think the why I am doing this is very important. It is for sure. And it's not just for this, but this is a really easy way to really establish a good why and stick it out. And then what you'll notice is you'll start doing is you'll apply why statements to just about everything that you do in your life. And that's really when you start reaping lots of good successes with everything that you're trying to do. I tag a why statement to just about everything that I do. Barb, I've been in many classes, including F3, got off track, and now back on and doing great. I'm also listening to Grain Brain, great book. Yeah, Barb, Grain Brain is awesome. So I can't wait to hear your final thoughts on that book for sure. Diana is here. Hello, Elizabeth. Watching today, currently in your September course. Fantastic. And you guys are rounding out week 2, and you're entering into week 3, which is the social and emotional week, which is my favorite week. So I can't wait for you guys to hit that up. Trisha, hello. Kathleen, why statement to get healthy? Sound. Second, lose weight. There you go. And getting healthy will always lead to losing weight. So congratulations for putting that in that order. Linda, Barb Foltz, I can totally relate. I've been part of Diane's IF community since 2017. I have allowed myself to make choices that are not the best for me. I do get myself back on track though. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Recognizing when you jump off track and getting back on track is a win. So it's when you throw the towel in, or you have the negative mindset that I'm the only person that this is not working for, like those kind of things are the bad falling off track, or blaming someone else for your lack of success when it really is your lack of determination maybe, or commitment, or why. So going off and jumping back on is totally fine. It's part of the maneuvering around obstacles, but just come back in right where you left off and don't waste any time trying to justify it or make excuses. Just jump in with the same commitment you started on day 1. So congratulations for all of you jumping back on. Preeti, I am so miserable, so much weight to lose, but do not have the willpower. Please help. Preeti, the best thing I can say is just make a commitment to do something to change. We have our next course starting October 5th, 2018. I highly recommend you sign up for that. And in the meantime, once you get signed up for the course, go through and watch a lot of these videos that are on rebroadcast, and just got to get that mindset flowing of what you need to do to get yourself out of being miserable and into that place where you can start to get healthy and lose some weight. Gina, great talk. Really needed to hear this. Awesome. I'm always glad when what I'm feeling is what you guys are feeling and needing to hear as well. Preeti, when someone is desperate, nothing wrong to ask for help. Nope, nothing wrong to ask for help at all. But you can ask for help all you want, but you have to be willing to implement the help that you get. So there's tons of free stuff on my YouTube channel. Go watch it and start implementing what you learn. And if you want to get into a course that will help you stay committed, jump into our October 5th course for sure. Kathleen, I'm 67 and not healthy. Adrenal fatigue, insulin resistant, low thyroid, no energy, can barely walk. Keto with intermittent fasting suits me. I don't eat much but have steadily been putting on weight. Well, if you're practicing intermittent fasting and a keto-like lifestyle and you're still putting on weight and you're not noticing any improvements in the things that you just described, you might be doing them incorrectly. And that's really where the course is benefiting a lot of women, because there's a lot of nonsense out there about how you should be intermittent fasting and how to create the right nutritional lifestyle for yourself. And so I would highly recommend you jump into the course as well. You're new to this. Okay, awesome. Lorraine, I'm just checking in. Very encouraging. Good talk. Awesome. Lorraine, thanks for checking in. Deb, grateful for you. Diane, you speak truth. Thanks. Going on something. Off and on, that's going on for me. Thank you. Oh, Deb, you're welcome. I think I read that right on. I think there's a couple typos in there. Sorry. And then Leslie, we'll join your class in October. I'm going to make time for me. There you go, Leslie. And it's not a lot of time. Our course is 15 minutes at max of listening to a lesson and then thinking about the information that you received. And the rest is just going about your day with the day's lesson in your brain and implementing the information that we suggest to you. So it's not a huge time commitment. Sonia, hello. It's just a commitment and sticking to something for a long enough period of time so that it starts to become your own daily routine and habit. We all know through studies that it takes about 21 days to create a habit, and our course is 3 weeks long. A little coincidental there that we've created a course that's going to allow you to participate in something long enough to create your own habits. So if you're feeling like you're having problems sticking to some things, this course is really set up to help you establish those habit making practices for yourself. And I think that got everything on Facebook. Oh no, we got a little bit more. No, that's it. Okay, awesome. So why are you not in control of you? Oftentimes, it's the lack of a why statement that is emotionally connected to the soul of who you are as a woman. If your why statement doesn't make you fearful, if it doesn't make you have goosebumps, if it doesn't make you a little teary-eyed and maybe break out in a little bit of a cold sweat with the fact of you not achieving what it is you're putting in that why statement, then I guarantee you it's not your right why. Your why statement should drive every decision, every action, every commitment, everything that you do should lead you back to getting closer to that why statement. Your why statement will really help you be in control of everything that you do and allow you to really stick through what it is that you say you want for your life. It is super easy for me to sit here and tell you what I want. It's a lot more difficult for me to actually put that into play and act it out consistently enough to achieve it. You have to associate with the right people. You have to put yourself in the right surroundings. You have to have that why statement ingrained in your head. You have to know that you're worth it. You have to be a little bit selfish while you're in the process of it. And then you have to finally commit to something through to its completion so that your body, your mind, your emotions, your brain will be conditioned that you are successful and that you complete things and that you're worthy of having all of the things that you want to have in your life. If you're part of my community and you've dropped off for some reason and you want to jump back in, just reach out to us. We'll do everything we can to put you in the right place and to get you back on track, because you and your commitments and your well-being, they're my number one priority for everything that we do here in this community. So thank you to everyone who jumped on live with us. Thank you to everyone who is going to jump into the rebroadcast. Always feel free to leave a message. I'll come back around and answer them and welcome you and say hello. And then we'll be back here on Friday on our IF Keto Family Life page talking about something else. I can't remember what it is at the time. We had a lot of really fun things happen in our community this week. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I'll just share with you really quickly that this community here and the work that we're doing here was just featured in a book that was released this week. It's called You Inc. So U-I-N-C. I posted it on my Instagram page, but this community, the course that we've developed, and the passion that I have for helping women live a better life was just featured in a book, and it's a super proud moment for me, and I'm super blessed. I feel super blessed, and I feel like it's just one of those aha moments that I had and connecting moments that I've had this week where all the things that I've been committed to my whole life, the 25 years of being in this industry, are finally coming full circle. And it is because I've chosen me first, and I've chosen to share what it is that we're doing, the struggles that I've had with you guys here to help you not have to have the same struggles, and stay true to the commitments that I've had in building a community where women can really look and feel their best and live their most authentic life, no matter what age you are. So thank you for being with us. The success that this community has is because of you guys and your willingness and your ability to trust me with you and your overall health and well-being, and to be a great community to one another as well. So I am totally indebted to you, and I appreciate and love every single one of you. And go check out my Instagram stories. It's really exciting stuff. So I will see you guys on Friday or somewhere here around the internet. If you're in one of my courses, I will probably touch base with you sometime tomorrow. In my refresher course, I will hopefully jump in and do a live for you guys. So stay true to your goals. Make sure you're fasting and feasting well. And if you feel like you're falling off with something, just recommit. Don't overthink it. Just make the decision that today is going to be the day to jump back in. Love you guys. See you later.